Every time I come out here, it's something different. You know, nothing is never the same because it's in its natural element. I think that's my favorite thing about this area is that it's in its natural element. There's no time you come out here that everything's the same. It's like the man that steps in the water twice. It's never the same. He's never the same because the current is always moving and we're always growing. My name is Antwon Nixon. I'm from Folkestone, Georgia. Been here pretty much all my life, born and raised here. I experienced a lot of love in this community, you know, definitely in elementary school. We took field trips to the Okefenokee Swamp. I believe I got very fun with it from seeing this big gator out there named Oscar. It just made an impression on me. It had probably been close to 40 years when I came and found out that there was a plight on the swamp. And so I immediately wanted to get involved, but it was a whole different experience. You gotta think I was 6 years old, I'm 46 now. So it was almost like a mission now. So I've taken upon my task to be more so the local liaison here about it. There's a lot of people who are really, you know, trying to help protect this place and show the importance of it.
My name is Codi Norred. I serve as the Executive Director of Georgia Interfaith Power and Light. I'm originally from LaGrange, Georgia, who grew up in this place, who learned to love this place, playing outside in the woods, and somewhere around high school sort of got a call to join the ministry. Georgia Interfaith Power and Light has been around for 20 years in Georgia. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and we work on issues of environmental justice, conservation, and clean energy with faith communities all around Georgia. So I fell in love with the Okefenokee Swamp in 2019. Came down here with a group and paddled the swamp for a couple of days and stayed in the swamp and camped out overnight, and I was blown away by what this place is. People call it the wild heart of Georgia. I also think it's an aspect of the wild heart of God, beckoning us home, beckoning us to come in to commune with the holy, learn more about ourselves and learn more about the Holy Spirit. Calling and job are intersected for me. So for me, caring about creation and caring about the planet and helping the people of God care for creation in the best way possible is a calling. It's also a profession that I have.
I didn't come back to Folkestone to preach or to pastor, but I did want to get my life in order and things like that. So I started going back to church because I was raised in it. And eventually, my path led me from my dad's home church to Mount Carmel, and all that was waiting for me. I really feel like the only way that I'm so tied into it is because God specifically chose me for this task.
Like many of the beautiful places that we have in Georgia and that we have across the U.S., the Okefenokee Swamp is under attack. And it is not a new thing. Actually, the Okefenokee has been a place where people have sought to make profit by destroying the majesty of it. And the same is true when it comes to the Twin Pines mining proposal.
This company is trying to mine on Trail Ridge, which could ultimately bring some hurt and detriment to the swamp by lowering the water levels. The Okefenokee gets its water from rain. So there's nothing actually filling it back in. So if something catastrophic happens, then what do? I think there's other ways that we can create a better economy than to put such a majestic place in danger. And I think this is the time that the Okefenokee is talking now. You know, at a point before humans got involved, the Okefenokee was under no threat. It had no issues, and it spoke for us. And now I feel like it's time for us to speak for it and speak on its behalf.
We have, for years, worked on that with our coalition partners with 100 Miles, with people like Antwon on the ground, but also the wider Georgia Water Coalition, because it is so important. It's a crown jewel, naturally, for the state, but also the Okefenokee Swamp itself is also a climate solution. It's not just a conservation issue. Land sinks are one of our premier climate solutions that we have. Everything intersects here. It's a coastal issue. It's a statewide issue. It matters to people who are living right here, and it matters to people who are living in Atlanta. It matters to people who are living in North Georgia. It matters to people who don't live in the state. So we've been working at every level that we can. And we're asking and knocking on the doors of every ally that we can think of, churches, nonprofits, federal agencies, senators, representatives, anyone who will listen. I think that one of the ways that we get people to pay attention to this place is continue to bring it up to their attention. I've seen a lot of different environmental places, both professionally and personally, traveling around and seeing these beautiful spaces, and I can say there is nothing like the Okefenokee Swamp anywhere else. We know that people make choices not by how many facts that we throw at them, but by the stories that stir our hearts. There are so many people that have stories connected to this place. So I invite both elected officials, regulatory agencies to come here, experience this place, build their own stories.
First of all, I say come visit, because I don't think I can convince you just with my voice. But if you would just come and experience the place for yourself, I think that'll do it itself. So my aim is to get people here to visit it, go on boat tours, come out here, canoe, kayak, come fishing, hiking, camping, just get out here and do what you can and experience it for yourself. You're away from all the hustle and bustle, the cars and all those things of the city and things like that. So it's very spiritual for me when I come out here. You know, it's just quiet, when I need some away time and time to think and all these things. Ultimately, I see what I'm doing today is for tomorrow. So what I do today is for another child.
It gives me hope that Pastor Antwon is here working with his community. It gives me hope that community members here are working on this. It gives me hope that people have not quit. You know, we say that these are generational problems and they have generational solutions. You know, it is a place of sustenance. It's also a place of rebellion. It's a place that has held its own for this long. It's a place that has beckoned all of these people to care about it, to come here, to tell its story.